What you just watched at the beginning of this video is the answer to get whatever you want out of life. Before I've even started working or showed up to the building, I've run 6 miles, I've meditated, I've read for 30, 40 minutes, I've journaled, wrote down what I'm grateful for, written down my goals, and now I'm ready to go. The fastest way to find better results in your career, job, or life is to have more discipline in the mornings. I'm starting to condition myself not to think like an SDR anymore. Let me explain. Early in my sales career, I was a proponent of let's make 1 million calls a day, let's work harder than everyone, and the results will come. Over time, I've gotten more efficient through volume, so I don't have to make quite as many calls, but I can still be efficient with less calls. And the further I go in my sales career, I find myself as a senior account executive with a $216,000 a quarter quota. And it's hard to put that in perspective because this time last year, my quota was $30,000 and my monthly pipeline quota as an SDR was like $200,000 generated a month. So if I look at this and I say, I have a big revenue target now, so I need to change the way I think so that I can continue to perform at a high level. I know a lot of you who watch this channel are new in your sales career or maybe a couple years in like me. So I want to talk about the 3 ways that I am conditioning and leveling up my mindset to stop thinking like an SDR and start to think like a more veteran sales rep so that I can find more success sooner rather than later. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more sales videos. Mindset number 1 that I'm trying to debunk is, and I have it written down, outcomes versus process. There's someone on my team who recently promoted from SDR to account executive, and she's focused on daily processes, meaning I want to make 30 calls, I want to have 30 minds, I want to do XYZ activity during the day, and intraday activity to win the day is incredibly important. A big shift for me was being more outcome-based versus process-based. What I mean by this is rather than metricing, okay, I've made 30 calls, I'm now tracking, I've had 5 live conversations, I've set XYZ amount of meetings. And when I come in at the start of the day, rather than writing down, I'm gonna make 80 calls today and do 30 new prospects, I write down, I have closed $517,000, $500 in quota, because I'm focused on the outcome of my actions, not the process in and of itself. Not to devalue the process, but when you get to the point when you're an account executive, the process, the consistency, the discipline to do the activity should be inherently ingrained in your body. So don't focus as much on process, focus more on the outcome of your work, and that will help you stay focused on what you're working towards. Mindset number 2 is transactional versus relational mindset. What I mean by this is as an SDR, you are focused on setting up initial meetings at all costs. You want that person, the prospect, to show up. You want it to convert into an opportunity. And then you want to get as far away from the deal as possible. Although you may think it would probably be beneficial to me long-term to sit in on the demo, to maybe start running some meetings. All you want to do is get that opportunity qualified so that you can recognize your pipeline and so that you can continue calling, emailing, and finding more meetings to generate more pipeline. That is transactional, meaning you are trying to quick churn and burn. I do this, I get that, boom, let's move on. You have a weekly, you have a monthly quota, whereas as an account executive, I have a quarterly quota. And when you start to reach the enterprise ranks, I'm close, your numbers start to get so big that it becomes very challenging to do it quarter in, quarter out. And you may have a slump of 3 weeks where you don't close anything. And in reality, it's not a slump. That's just a part of the game. As an SDR, if you don't have an opportunity accepted or a meeting in 3 days, you're freaking out and you're starting to have doubt in your mind. So it's a whole different mentality. And I think the earlier you can adopt that relational mentality of, although it may not be an opportunity now, that's okay. Maybe you just signed a contract with a competitor. I'm going to do all I can to add value so that when it is a better time, we will have an opportunity to chat. The third and final mindset that I want to talk about is what to do with your money. I'm not a fiduciary. I don't have any expert personal finance advice, but I was speaking with a new SDR. We were talking about real estate investing, and he insinuated that due to his salary, and when you first started as an SDR, you're really not making a ton of money. I've quadrupled my income in the 3 years, 8 months since I've started working, so I'm starting to make a fair amount of money. And now I'm trying to figure out, what can I do with my money? So as you think about becoming more proficient at sales, it starts with learning, it starts with speaking to people at your company who know what's going on. It's the same thing with money. So the purpose of doing better at sales is so that you can make more money, so that you can continue to fuel and live the life you want to live. And as you think about when you start making more money, the question is, how can you multiply your money so you can put your money to work for you? You work incredibly hard for your money and your income, so it needs to work as hard as you do. And you want to create a money machine that is self-perpetuating, that appreciates, that generates cash flow, whatever it may be. So my investing strategy is I have about 40-ish% of my total worth in stocks. Okay, and I'm not going to disclose specifically what stocks, but if you'd like to see a video, perhaps we could do it. Online real estate crowdfunding, a significant amount of my money into online real estate crowdfunding. I use fundraise.com. They're not a sponsor. I saw insane returns last year, and one of the most secure investments you can make is private market commercial real estate. I really enjoy it, and that's why that has been my main priority to invest my money in main vehicle. The other investment that I'm really starting to immerse myself in is cryptocurrency. I enjoy learning about it, and it's something I'm not an expert in. I actually made a video a couple months ago saying I don't own crypto, I'm not going to buy any because I don't understand it. So what I've done is started to apply myself and listen to people who do understand it and figure out, what should I buy? Where should I buy it? How do I hold it? How can I continue to leverage this to put me in a position to live a better financial future? So I own cryptocurrency, about $4,000 worth. I enjoy it. I love learning about it. The volatility is a part of it. It's like investing in tech stocks like anything else. And then the last thing you want to think about to invest your money in is building a business. So my business is offering free value through my content. So you can think of me as a non-for-profit media company in a way. But I hope to have an audience large enough one day that I can offer enough value to maybe justify you paying me for a product or service. I'm not sure what that is, but the hope is by making daily videos, by putting myself into this, by investing my money into a camera, into editing software, into improving my skills, that I can build a business out of this. And a business will provide you with the best returns over time. So as you think about maturing your mindset, stopping to think like an SDR, it's not, okay, at least I can buy a bottle of Tito's this weekend. It's, what should I put this $50 in so that it's going to grow into more money in the future? If you enjoyed today's video or found any value, hit that like button now if you haven't already. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. I just said that 2 times in a row. Comment down below, what are you doing with your money? What other video ideas would you like to see? And of course, talk to you in the next video. Bye.